What's what's good, everybody? This is going to be a general guidance reading that I wanted to do before I know I'm going to go to bed. I can feel it. So I just wanted to get this out of the way. I wanted to do this reading earlier, but whenever it's time, it's time. So that's what we're going to do. So what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. It's late where I am. Not really. What time is it? It's like 10 o'clock. I think so. About 10:30. Where I'm at. Okay. So, yeah. Let me get this reading out now. So, um, I was inspired this morning. I don't know why. But, I was inspired to look at, Joshua 10. Chapter Joshua 10 in the Bible for some reason. And, it's a long story. I don't even know how to get into it. But anyway, welcome to my channel, you guys. If you are new, if you guys are watching during this live stream, what's up to everybody? I can't personally say hello to each and every one of you at the same time. But thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys are existing subscribers, welcome back. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so this is just a general energy reading, maybe a little bit of some channeling just based off of what I feel, period, that's coming up. Um, yeah, so this energy is very, very, very testy, I want to say. Um, First off, I want to pray over this reading and this energy that anyone that is here with good intentions, I send that love and energy back to you tenfold. Anybody that's here with lower intentions, negative intentions, I send that energy back to you 20-fold as well so that you can see yourself. Um, just all I got to say, you guys, and I'm speaking to like not like on no preacher shit and not to point fingers at anybody because I'm telling myself this as I'm talking that be careful like how you treat people. Be careful how you treat people because energy travels fast and karmic energy, whether that's good karma or what we call as bad karma, comes back quickly, rapidly, like fast, especially nowadays. In these like current days, like I'm seeing that like instantaneously, like it's crazy. So just be mindful of how you treat people, especially people that are good people that are doing good to you and for you. um of course, like with strangers and things like that, be very respectful and mindful of certain people and how you're treating others. But when it comes to like people in your life that love and care about you, that do things for you, people that are kind to you, be very mindful of how you treat those people because all of that's being documented. And I don't know what that means, but that's just what I'm getting. Um, if your intentions aren't good and but you don't have good intentions for people, stay out of the way. Um, And I'm just going to ask God right now. I ask for forgiveness for anything that I've ever done to anybody that was wrong, knowingly and unknowingly. Something that could hurt someone in the future and maybe something that has hurt someone in the past. I release that energy. Anybody that is negatively targeting you, pray for them as well or send them loving energy, whatever you believe in. Loving energy, loving intentions, what have you. And I do the same. Not everybody has my best intentions, and that's cool. And the thing about that is that's their issue, not yours. So when people betray you, like it could be for friends, it could be family, it could be a lover. Like you do everything that you can to be loving and kind to somebody. You can have the best intentions in the world, and that person will still betray you and backstab you. Like some people they just I don't know, align themselves just to be assholes. That's just who people are. It has nothing to do with you. Like, yes, it hurts when people place themselves in like people's lives just to be assholes. Like I never understood that. And never understood that. I never understood why why certain people, like, why, like, let's talk about love, for instance, like romantic love. Like, I never understood why people get with certain people just to, like, cheat on them and beat on them and go behind that person's back and like laugh at the fact that they just cheated on somebody, or oh, I just got it from her, ha ha ha, just like, I never understood that. I never understood why people will befriend you just to be fake and phony and laugh about you behind your back. Like, I never understood that. So it kind of like baffles me, but when I look at it now, those situations, from my personal experience and like other people's experiences around me, when people do things like that to other people, you have to look at that person that's hurting other people. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But um just be very mindful of how you treat people. That's all I gotta say. um People can think they're untouchable, like, oh, I can be an asshole and treat people how I want to treat them because I'm this, I'm high, I'm mighty. Like, at the end of the day, not really. Like, I'm not even gonna argue with that, but not really. All right. Yeah, this energy is a mess, but you know what? Rather than being upset, bitter, and hurt, like, transmute the energy into forgiveness and try to see it from a compassionate standpoint, that people are the way that they are for a reason, and it's not up to you to change those people. All you need to do is remove yourself. Because when you try to ask yourself, oh, why did he cheat on me? Why did she cheat on me? Why did they lie? Why did they betray me? Why did they steal from me? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? It's like, it's just a waste of energy and waste of space. Like, it really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. All right. What's the message? I don't know. That's just what's coming up. I don't know. That is just what's coming up. So, long story short, talk. Yeah, I mean, it's that type of season. You guys gotta understand that it's not a bad thing. Like, sometimes we do gotta go through the bad in order to get to the good, and sometimes, it hurts for you to have to separate yourself from things and people that don't serve you. And even when that's family, friends, a relationship, like a romantic relationship, whatever it is, like, sometimes it's not easy to do. And sometimes it happens not by your will, but like God's will, or that person just eliminates themselves out of your life. And it can seem like the end of the world, and it can seem like the worst thing ever, but really it's actually a blessing. And there's a lot of testy energies going on. Like, I've been triggered, like, for a while now, like, off and on. I don't know. I'm not trying to blame Mercury retrograde. That's one of the things. Like, Mercury retrograde is another annoyance of mine. Um, but I feel like you guys, a lot of you who've been going through like cleansing and purging and releasing, that spirit's preparing you for something. You I don't know why I was drawn to Joshua 10. I don't, like, I'm not like Bible, I'm not a Bible guru or nothing like that. I know a couple of things. I know a couple of Bible, because I have some of my favorite Bible verses that I go to or that I keep in mind. But I don't know why I was drawn to Joshua 10. But pretty much with Joshua 10, just to paraphrase what I gathered and noted so that I can remember, um, the five kings represent the different oppressions and pretty much blockages. You can take them as like spiritual blocks. You can take them as inner blockages within ourselves. You can take it as lower vibrational energies working against you. You can take it as people in your life that represent these five different kings. But these five different kings represent those blockages that try to keep Israel from the promised land, God's promise of inheriting the land, basically. So you have five kings. The first king, the king of Jerusalem, represents a stiller of peace. So anything that's taking your peace from you, away from you, whether it's thoughts within your own mind, whether it's things that you do to your own self, whether it's people in your life, environments in your life, whatever it is that's taking away your inner peace. Because peace is divinely given to us. It can never really be stolen or taken. Um, but anything that's pretty much disrupting your peace or distracting you from your inner peace, that is a block. The second king is the king of Hebron, if I'm pronouncing that right. This represents moral perfection, moral pressure to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be religious like Christianity or whatever. It can be the conscious community. Like certain people believe that you got to be a certain way, you got to talk a certain way, you got to dress a certain way, you have to have crystals to be spiritual, you have to be a vegan to be spiritual, you can't cuss, you can't do this, you can't wear your hair like that. It's like, okay, those types of things, those are spiritual traps as well. That's another thing. Moral pressure, religious pressure, and perfectionism, rather than solely connecting with God, your own personal relationship with God, worrying about what other people think about you. That's another trap. Another trap is stubbornness of pride. So that represents King 3. Stubbornness and pride, being prideful, being stubborn. I suffer from this one. I'm not going to claim the whole Taurus thing, but that's part of it. That is part of it. I'm very stubborn sometimes. Very. Pridefulness, narcissism, those are also spiritual blocks and traps. Um, the fourth king represents boastfulness, a God complex. The fifth block is criticism, lies, oppressing others, seeking to destroy other people's lives. Those are also blocks. So either that's your energy or that's people that you surround yourself that carry these energies. These are spiritual blockages from places that spirit's trying to take you. Right now, like I said, forgiveness is key. It's not about pointing fingers and blaming anybody, if that makes sense. And of course, there's so many more, many things that can block us. We can be our own worst enemy. We can't always blame the outside for everything. So, let's see. I don't know why I was drawn to it. I just was this morning because something was like, I was okay. This is how it happened. I was looking up because I was hearing, because sometimes I get captions like, okay, what am I gonna like base my reading off of? Sometimes I'll do it spontaneously, and sometimes I will hear like a certain title in my head, like, okay, this is what my reading is gonna be about, and I'm just gonna pull and see what spirit has to say based off of what I was given. And something about stepping on other people's neck. So I looked up what is stepping on other people's neck, and that's what led me to this article, and it had Joshua 10 in it, and it led me to read it. So that's why it just kind of came out perfectly. And then this morning I was like scrambling for this one specific meme that I remember seeing a long time ago, and it was like, be careful of how you treat others because you don't know their spiritual ranking, or you don't know their position in the spirit room or something like that. And I couldn't find it. And then it was funny because my friend, she had posted that meme that I was looking for. It's just freaking crazy. So I know that everything aligns as it's supposed to. So yeah, it's no mistake. That's why I'm saying, I don't know why I have to keep saying, be careful how you treat other people. Like seriously, because you don't know, who they are in the spirit realm. You don't know what God has for them, and you don't know what type of protection they have on them. Um, some people you can't play with people. Like no matter how untouchable or invincible you think you are, you just have to be mindful, especially those who are of love, y'all. Because some people just be doing people dirty any type of old way, and it's easy to pick on those who don't mean to put any harm on anybody, that don't have negative intentions of hurting anybody. It's easy for people to do things to those people because they feel like they're easy to step over. They're easy to just manipulate, and they get a kick out of it. Some people get a kick out of doing that to people, and that's nothing to play with. Like, I don't know why I'm getting that. Sorry. I'm just saying, you don't have to be that type of person. I would hope not that anybody that's watching this is not that type of person. If you were, it's cool. Forgive yourself, whatever. Release that energy. If you're not able to apologize to those that you've hurt, or you feel like you may have done wrong, You can do that energetically and send them that love and intention that you meant them no harm. I've been shuffling these cards back and forth. But yeah, it just kind of just kills me how some people can be to others, especially those that don't mean them nothing, nothing of no harm of any sort. It's very sad, but yeah. Forgive your enemies, y'all. Because what's going to happen is that those that hurt you, they're going to want a piece of the pie, you know. They're going to want a piece of the pie, and that's fine. Whatever it is that's for you. All right, so let's get into it. And I'm going to pull some cards from the Ramesses Tarot just to clarify. So I'm using the Angel Healing Oracle cards. I haven't used these in a minute. These are my favorite. One of my favorite Oracle decks. This is one of my first Oracle decks that I ever bought. Probably one of my first cards, bulk of cards that I've ever bought. So I'm excited. And then I'm going to use the Isis Oracle, the Sacred Power Oracle. I pulled one from the Isis and the Sacred Power, and then I pulled four from the Angelic Healing Oracle card, and then I'm going to use these. Thank you so much for your loving guidance, truth, and clarity, Most High God. What is the message that you wish to relay to those who are in a position of their spiritual journey to where they are fighting inner battles, fighting outside battles? Whatever this energy is that you place on my heart to speak about, what is this message? Please give me divine clarity on this message. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups. Now, I don't know all of these cards because they're not traditional. So that Major Arcana card, I'm just going to read these off of my intuition. I know this is the Ace of Pentacles. And I'm going to pull one more. And then you got the Six of Swords. Okay. So the first angel card I pulled was the throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So some of you guys are spiritual healers and speakers. Because you have, if you get nervous, focus on service, earth angel, and parents. So some of you guys, some of your biggest healings come from your parents, some of the things that you need to heal. This could be something that you directly need to heal with family or your parents specifically. Okay. But I feel like a lot of you guys have something to share with the world. Like you're here to, the word service I feel like is you're here to help. So I'm going to read that card. It says, put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. So some of you guys are spiritual guides already. Like some of you guys could do tarot, oracle. Some of you guys could do energy healings, clearing. Some of you guys can be like public speakers, writers, whatever, or you're helping people through your service of some sort. And if not, that might be something that you're being led to do. Could come directly from your lineage, your parents, maybe. But really, what I'm getting is that if there's some way that there's a truth instilled within you to share with other people around you. It doesn't have to be like on a wide scale or anything like that. But I do feel that you guys are being put to the forefront to speak your truth. Period. It may not always be easy for this specific energy I'm picking up, like of you guys. It may have not always been easy for you to stand up and speak your truth to others because maybe your upbringing. Um, and that might be something you need to heal and forgive. So the next card is Earth Angel. You are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. Yeah, so some people have to be put on this planet to show what true love is and what true love is not. And when I say true love, I don't mean just romantic sense. I mean unconditional, universal, collective, God love, divine love for all. And that um does sound cheesy, but that's exactly what I'm picking up. So you're here to teach that. So for those of you who walked in love. That's just who you are with Ace of Cups, walking in love. You have this big heart. You have this big energy of love to give to others. And sometimes it can be used and abused. Um, I don't want to get too touchy, but some of you guys that was stripped from you or made you feel less than because of the persons that people that you may have been sexually intimate with or maybe molested or raped by certain people. I can relate to that. You're not alone in that. It's a common thing, sadly. Men and women alike go through that. But some of you guys may look at certain abusive situations that you were in that makes you feel like your love was not valuable. It was like you gave your heart, and it was like sometimes it could feel like I give too much. Yeah, sometimes we can give a little bit too much and we have to balance all of that energy out, but you can't judge the big heart that you do have and those that took that energy for granted. And mind you, this is a major arcana card, so some of these things that you had to go through, where you felt like you compromised your self-worth and your value, or you feel like someone stole that from you, that was a part of your learning experience. Some of you guys may have um, felt that you needed to grow up very quickly. I picked something like this up a long time ago. A long time ago. Um, I don't know why I picked this up a long time ago. I think in another reading where it was like people grew up very early because of it was like sexual sexual trauma or something. So that could have like forced people to like be sexually intimate very early, or feel like they had to compromise themselves, lose their virginity because they wanted somebody to love them back, or they felt like that was the way to express their love. Um, yeah, that's what I'm picking up with some of this energy. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, Spirit is working on your behalf. You have your angels, you have your spiritual team, you have divine assistance. You have divine assistance. Divine assistance. You have divine assistance. There is an offer and there is a gift that was not only promised to you, but promised to others like you, or your soul tribe, your family, your children. There was something that was promised to you. And that's what this looks like. This looks like an abundance for me, even though they're working. This seems like an abundant, promising energy, whatever this is, just because you can't see it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that that energy does not exist. With the Six of Swords, um, the Six of Swords, again, I don't know who this is or if it's multiple people I'm speaking to, but you guys have gifts that you need to share with other people. Um, you have divine gifts that is needed. However you use it, hopefully you use it for good. But whatever it is, some of you guys are being called in that direction, because you have the intuition card also. You guys are being guided through this entire energy process, whether you feel like your energy is low, or you feel like your intuition is not A1, or you feel like, oh, I don't know if I can trust myself, or I don't know if I'm as intuitive as the next person, or whatever your expectations of how you need to be, whatever you're measuring it up to. Your intuition is enough to guide you where you need to be right now. That's all you need to know. Because you're where you're needing to be, and you have enough guidance to guide you at this point in time in your life. Um, then you have the dark mysteries. Enter the chamber of the dark goddess. So you're going through a dark period right now, and you got to go through the dark in order to find the light. That's just what it is. Um, and you're being guided through that too. So it's like a process. Like it could be like a process that you just don't want to deal with. Hopefully that is not a super chat for a reading, because I'm not doing personal readings right now. This is just a general energy reading. If it's a donation, I appreciate it. But yeah, sorry. In this card, there's butterflies. I just seen this. So in this card, it looks like a crystal ball, but it also looks like the sun. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. It's like a sun, and it kind of looks similar to this crystal ball. So is butterflies. You guys are, maybe you're not able to foresee your transformation or what the future holds or what this promise is, but I feel like you guys do see it. And if it's been given to you through dreams, whether somebody told you, whether this was a promise that you were told as a child, that whatever it is, this promise that you were that you foresaw or that you see, or it could just be a desire in your heart, a true heart's desire that never left you. I feel like this desire has been with you since you were a child. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Denisha. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay, let's see. Because I want to clarify this. I have not used these cards in so long, so I feel reacquainted with my booze. These are my first cards, y'all. Past life issue was at the bottom of the deck. I just noticed that. Um, so a lot of these things that you're going through, this test, this phase that you're in, is from past life situations. And it doesn't have to be like past life, like you in another life that you lived. It could be past situations, period. Um, yeah, let's go a little bit in because I feel like this is a little just like barely getting into it. I might read the Dark Mysteries card because I feel like when you look at these cards, you can only get so much of it. Like the book has way more in depth clarity on this. Hold on. No, I'm making a mess. It will take forever to read these. That's why I don't really do it, but I feel like I need to do it. And then I'm going to pull some more cards because I feel like I'm barely getting there to what it is that needs to come out. But in short, the Dark Mysteries card, it says, the Dark Goddess calls you to her inner chamber where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, prosperity, and all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. So I'm going to stop right there because I feel like that's enough. For some reason, um, I'm live streaming, you guys. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know that. If it's glitching, I apologize. If it's glitching on your end, hopefully you guys can hear me through the glitches. Um, in Mercury retrograde, like, can you like cut a break, like cut me some slack for real? Um, you guys have to go through the dark. You guys have to go through whatever it is that you fear. These energies that you feel like are testing you, that are breaking you down, the things that you feel are seemingly falling apart, things that you feel are being removed. Whatever it is that's triggering you, you have to address those. You have to experience that in order to see the light of the situation. Because there's a gift within this. Like once you them and the experience and the knowing of and releasing. But the other gift is like this, because you've gone through all of this, then there's that gift. It's, I'm free, I can breathe. Being able to be gifted whatever it is that's meant for you. Whatever it is that's meant for you in this lifetime, whatever it is that your own personal connection with God, whatever God is to you, that's what this is. The King of Cups flew out. He looks like he's celebrating. He looks like he's rejoicing. These two cups that he has in his hand. So some of you guys, this is you having gratitude for whether it be a connection, whether it be like challenging connections. Yeah, you have to clean away all the gunk. You got to clean away all the gunk. You see how she's trying to shush, or not shush, but trying to like brush out all these rats or whatever that's coming for all her bags. I believe these bags hold money or coins in them. So it's like, it could be crops, it could be food, whatever it is. She's trying to get these rats because these rats represent that energy, that dark energy, whether it be things within ourselves that we need to release. Like I was speaking of the blockages, whether that be things in your environment and people in your environment. You have to release that. You've got to cleanse that energy out because that's the block. The Seven of Wands can also represent blockages as well. The Ten of Cups is here. So you will receive that blessing that is yours. And like I said, it's not just for you, it's for those that are really of your true tribe, your family, your children. If you don't have children, this could be future children. But it's not just for you, it's for a community that you resonate with, a community that you're divinely set. Like that's your soul group, your soul family, whether they're near or far. It's like you're a part of something big. You're a part of a community or a lineage, and it's not just for you. This gift is not for you alone, basically. So if certain things are just, it's like you might even have to clear up lineage, like clear up things from your ancestors, your past or whatever. Some people call it generational curses. I don't like calling it that. I call it generational karma, whatever. We're just clearing up that energy. So you're doing a service not only to yourself, but those before you and those after you. And then with the Three of Pentacles, there's a lot of work that is required, but you have assistance, whether that be people that come into your life or whether that be spiritually behind the scenes, you have that help. Excuse me. You have that help, you have that assistance. And sometimes help is not what you think. Like we might think that help is that loving support and everybody loves me, everybody is here to help, to like with good intent. Sometimes those that help us are those that are our biggest at like biggest blocks, our biggest challenges, our worst enemies. Like they also too help with this journey too, because they're yeah, see, a lot of you guys feel oppressed by something or somebody. You feel like you just can't catch a break, or you feel like there's someone that's always after you or out to get you. That may not be necessarily true. And in some cases, it could be that you do have a person that is just always down your back, and it could be bigger than you. You could feel like collectively you don't agree with certain powers of this world. You don't agree with the way that they handle things, and this is the Ten of Wands. So you feel like they are, yeah, this is like not just you feeling this oppressive energy personally. This is you feeling it for the Ten of Cups, your community, it could be your family, it could be your future lineage, whatever that represents. That's how you're possibly feeling. um and then you got two threes. You got the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So some of you guys are on a divine partnership journey, and that's part of this, part of whatever this gift is. Like maybe this is already happening. Maybe you're already in the midst of this divine connection. You're already going through it with this other party. There's still work to be done. It's kind of like you guys haven't received the fruits of your labor just yet. You're still in the process of it. You're still in the midst of it. Your counterpart could be going through a very tough energy to where they're in situations with people that are constantly holding them back and constantly setting spiritual traps for them. They can't get out of situations, sticky situations. They are being oppressed. And it could just be collectively, like I said. Then with this card, someone is paying off their dues. And it could be like, I don't know why. Obviously, this is like the Ramesses Tarot, and they did have slaves. The Israelites or whatever were slaves. Um, but I do get like for some of you, this is ancestors who were slaves that you're clearing this karma up for. And that's what this is. Because that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, they have slaves in this card, but I'm specifically getting like slavery though. Um, because if you look at the hieroglyphs in the back, there's like slaves being abused, and it's documented. That's why I say I feel like this is ancestral. So yeah, take it as like the Moses story, and I say this because I love this deck. It's a fairly new deck that I just got, but I love the Moses story. I identify with it, even if it's like a folk tale or whatever you want to call it. I didn't. I love that story. That's one of my favorite Bible stories, and one of my favorite movies growing up was The Prince of Egypt, which is based off of Exodus, the Moses story. So I love that, and I feel like that's kind of where you're at. This Earth Angel energy. It's not to place like this responsibility, like this God complex, like, oh, I'm here to like save the world. But in essence, in some way, you have an effect. It's like a domino effect that can positively shift other people's lives. Positively affect other people's lives, not just your family, but future families to come or people in your environment. So it's kind of like being in Israel, being like stuck and going through whatever, not Israel, but it's like being stuck in the oppression and being under the thumb of people that are seemingly higher and greater than you, or those who project themselves to be better than you, and oppressing you and bringing you down, and that their reign is up. Whether that's, I'm gonna say this boldly. I don't know why or where this is coming from, but I'm gonna say this boldly, and I'm sure lots of other people have said it. I don't like calling myself no prophet or nothing like that. This is just what I'm getting. Um, bueno, Jada. This is just what I'm getting. The so-called powers of this world that are in charge of this world, their time is up. Like it's up. So all that little deviant behavior and all that control and manipulation is over. Um, you guys can't buy your way into whatever this is that the Most High God has. So some people, yeah, it's never too late to heal and release your demons within yourself. It's never too late to forgive yourself and to heal and to do right. But those who don't have good in their heart and they just want to buy their way into whatever this is, whether you want to call it heaven, whether it's heaven on earth, heaven somewhere else, whether it's to receive the godly blessings and receive that place of protection that God has for God's people, or that universal loving energy, that pure energy, you're trying to buy your way into it. It's too late for y'all, and I feel like that's what they're gonna try to do. Like they're gonna want to align themselves with those who are of godliness, and I don't mean that like in a religious sense. I mean like divine energy, whether you call it Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to work. You can't buy your way in. Some people are just meant to be meant to play that role of deviance. That's just what they are here for. But some of them are like, oh, like fakely, like, oh, I'm gonna try to buy my way in because I know I fucked up, rather than purely in their heart wanting to do better and really about love. It's not gonna happen that way. On a less big grand scale, people in your life who have people who are actively trying to bring you down, as well as maybe bringing other people down, whether it's stepping over you, using you for money, or trying to control you with money, sex, whatever it is, trying to step all over you, that is up. Like they're not getting away with that type of stuff. It's over. It's completely, it's done with. It's over. That all of that's going to be revealed, whether it be publicly, whether that be to you personally, or whether it just be they just drop off somewhere, they remove themselves, or God removes them out of your life, or you do it. Whatever it is, it's up. The time is up on that. You're not going to be able to just sit here. um you're not going to be able to just sit here and treat people unfairly, backstab people, talk behind people's back, laugh and be like, oh, oh yeah, I slept with her, ha ha, or I did this to him, I used him for his money, ha ha ha, or oh, they think I'm cool with them, but ha ha, no, not really, I don't really like that bitch. Whatever it is that you guys are dealing with, that stuff is going to come back to bite you. You can't do that. I don't know why people think that they're that powerful and that invincible that they can do things to people and get away with it. I don't get it. It's not gonna happen. The joke's on you. The joke's on you. So if you feel like you have done that to somebody or you have been that type of person, if you genuinely in your heart want to do better, do better. Do better. It's arrogant to think that there's no repercussions for how you treat people. And I can't say that I've always been nice. Like, yeah, I might have laughed at some stuff. Like, and sometimes I feel bad when I look at memes online and I laugh at certain things. Like, I don't know what that person was feeling. They could have been embarrassed, you know? Like, I sure wouldn't want my wig pulled off in public or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny. And I have dark humor. Like, I laugh at stuff that's, like, kind of not funny or shouldn't be funny. Like, somebody, like, fell and hurt themselves or something, and like it's a meme and they put funny music behind it and stuff, so it's like you laugh at that, but really it's really fucked up. Actually, it's kind of messed up. Like, oh no, like what kind of shoes is she wearing? Like, I think about it, I'm just like, that's messed up, because I wouldn't want nobody to say that about me. But at the end of the day, what if my shoes really aren't that cute to somebody else? It is what it is. Like, you know. But as far as like people that are of love and really don't mean you no harm, that are good to you, and you treat them like shit, that stuff is going to come back on you. It is going to come back. It is going to come back. Really. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been used by people, and it's just like, I thought we were cool, or I thought, you know, we were together, so why would you do that to me? And it's like people just, and when I look back at it, the people that cheated on me, lied to me, people that backstabbed me, fake friends, whatever, when I look at it, those people had issues already. They already showed signs that they were not good people, or they already showed signs that they were not sane, or they weren't happy. They already showed signs that they were unloyal or just, you know, untrustworthy. So it's kind of like it was always there. But I'm just saying, like, for those people that actively know that they are in the wrong and they're doing the dirty stuff to their friends, their family, their lovers, someone that could just be sweet and never did nothing to them, never did no harm. It could be somebody at your job and you make fun of them because they don't wear whatever type of clothes you think they should be wearing, or they fat, or oh, she's this, and this person never did anything to you. That shit is gonna come back on you. That's gonna come back. And I'm not trying to like point fingers or anything. That's the energy that I'm getting. I don't know how else to say it. I'm gonna just say it how I naturally just feel guided to say it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you guys, like, I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to come across like preachy or anything, but that's directly the message I'm getting. And if you guys, you can read Joshua 10 if it resonates with you. You don't have to take it like literal, like oh, churchy stuff, because not everybody resonates with that. I did grow up as a Christian child, so that's kind of like not instilled in. It's something that I did resonate with, and I understand that it's not to be taken literal. It's a metaphor, it's symbolism, it's reminders basically. But yeah, if you feel guided to, because that's the message. Like, I don't know why it came to me like a caption about stepping on other people's necks. That's what came to me. And then I Googled it. And for some reason, because I'm like, I don't understand exactly what that phrase meant, but let me look it up. And when I looked it up, Joshua 10 was brought to my attention. And that's why I looked at it. I'm like, okay, this is what this is about. And I had a conversation the other night, actually last night, um, basically that all kinds of lower energies are going to test you when you're close to your season, or when you have something that's meant for you, something that's great for you and good for you, especially if it involves other people that can benefit off of this great thing, this blessing. It's not just for you. Of course, there's going to be all types of blockages, and sometimes we subconsciously block ourselves because we don't believe we're deserving. We can't even fathom that good things can happen to us. And that's another thing that we need to heal within ourselves, is feeling like we're not worthy of that, or we question it, we doubt ourselves that we can even have beautiful things in our life. Like, it's the universe is a infinite, it is a prosperous energy, planets, universe, infinite, whatever it is, it's infinite. And there's nothing that can be, there's no limit in the universe. So to think that we're not worthy of blessings, and whether that be physically, like materialistic gifts, or spiritual gifts, to think that we're unworthy is pretty much limiting your belief in the universe, God, your angels, whatever, and higher power. It's kind of just like condensing all of that and putting a cap on it. It just like, it's putting a cap on those blessings. So in short, you guys, I don't know. I was guided to this message. I don't know why. I gotta trust that it was given to me for a reason, and I hope that it resonates with you guys, because it's something that I've heard personally from myself. And then to get a message and then not know, like, what does stepping on people's necks mean? Like, why did I even hear that? Where did that even come from? Like, where did that even come from? And then being led to a Bible verse or whatever, it just stuck out to me. But I just want to send love to everybody. Like I said, I'm not a preacher or anything. I'm a work in progress too. Like, I have a lot of stuff that I still need to heal and get right. And I do not want to do any harm to anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody, whether that be willingly, unwillingly. I pray that I don't harm anybody and block anybody that God has some sort of protection for or on. Don't ever want to mess with God's children, as we call it, because it's not your place to do that. It's not. It's nobody's place to do that. It's not my place to do that. It's not the next person's place to do that. And anybody that thinks that you're invincible to any type of repercussions for doing dirty, sorry to say, you're not. You're not that powerful. Like, yeah, we have power of our Father, as we call it, or our Divine Mother, whatever you believe in. Yes, we have the power of the universe within us, but don't think that you're that powerful and that invincible that you cannot reap the repercussions of your wrongdoings towards people. That's just what I'm. Period. Point blank. Period. End of story. In the story, no more victim. It's not a victim, and that's the thing. Joshua fought those kings. Joshua didn't sit back and be like, oh, woe is me, this king is trying to stop me. It was like, no, I'm about to fight you. I'm about to slay you. You're not about to keep me down. You can't keep me from God's promise. It's not happening. So we can't sit there like, oh, this person did this to me, and wallow in it and blame them. It's like, okay, I see for what it is. They did this to me. Okay, let me pick my own self up. I got somewhere to be. I have somewhere to go. And that's something I need to tell myself, because sometimes I get really caught up in what happened and who did this to me and what they said to me. And it hurts, because it's like, I don't actively be out here trying to bother anybody. I mind my fucking business. I stay in my lane all the time. I don't plant myself into drama. And if I feel like I'm being personally attacked, or if I feel like people are coming at me, at one point I was so docile. I always ran from everything. I'm gonna just be real with you guys, because I feel God. Here we go. This is my cleansing, and it's probably here to help somebody. When I was in school, in high school specifically, I got picked on by girls all the time. It wasn't anything, now that I look at it, it wasn't anything wrong with me. Like, yeah, I had like I was my own person all the time. I was always like, I wouldn't say I was a loner, because I always had like friends and stuff. But there would be times where I wasn't always with my friends. I didn't have to be with a clique of girls all the time. I didn't always have to be hanging out with somebody. Sometimes I was just cool by myself. And people would just pick on me. Girls would pick on me. And there would be times where I'm like, I hate this school, I want to go. And my mom would be like, no, you need to go to school. I would ditch school because I would hate being picked on. I would hate feeling like I was isolated by my peers. It just kind of sucked. And whether it was because I wasn't a part of the in crowd, whether it was because I didn't have the latest whatever this was to wear at school, it was what it was. I was quiet, so people automatically assumed I was a stuck-up person, because I was just quiet and I was shy for the most part. Um, But looking back at that, I ran from things. And when I had friends, so-called friends, that backstabbed me, this person was talking about me behind my back, spreading rumors about me, that shit hurt. It hurts. But when I look at it, those females were like that. They were like that to other people. They were girls who had problems. The funny thing was, they would tell me all their secrets. And I would never run around telling somebody like, oh, so and so, oh, um, unless I felt like it was something somebody needed to know. Like sometimes I can be a little bit too honest, and I think like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like I should have just kept that to myself. But I was never someone maliciously spreading rumors about somebody. So for someone to do that to me, and I know everything about this motherfucker, that hurt. But I was like, the things that this person had told me, these were things that I can see why they're the way that they are. And you have to kind of forgive them and understand where they're coming from, why they are the way they are. And then love. Lost my virginity to somebody and then go to school the next, well, I didn't go to school the next day. I don't know why I didn't go to school the next day, but to hear my cousin be like, oh, he's up in somebody else's face and he's talking about you, like he's talking shit about you behind your back after he just slept with you and told you he loved you. Like I went through a lot of stuff that I don't really speak about, but I can speak about it even if it seems like it's too personal. I share it because I believe that it might help somebody. I don't know why. And it might even be for me to heal whatever I need to heal. But yeah, these are things that were hard. And there were times where I did not go to school. I ran from school. I switched schools a lot. But I also moved a lot as a child. Like I moved to too many different schools and stuff. So I was always transitioning. But there were instances where I skipped school. I hated school in high school at some point. Like I had friends, and then there was moments where I didn't have nobody. And that was just what it was. So yeah. So in short, you guys, you cannot run from it. Like now that I'm older, I don't run from that shit anymore. You got something to say to me or you said something about me, I'm going to confront you. Because I used to run. I used to. I was all about, oh, I don't want no confrontation. I just want to keep the peace. I don't want to get into it with this person. I don't want him to get mad at me. I don't want him to break up with me. Whatever I was like trying to keep myself from losing out on, which wasn't missing out on shit. It's just a waste of space that I was holding on to. Now when I face those types of adversities, I have to face it. I have to face it. It is what it is. I didn't always have a backbone. My mom used to say, you need to grow a backbone. And that used to bother me and that used to hurt me because I'm like, I don't do nothing to nobody. So why do I have to be like bullyish and stand up and say something to somebody? Yeah, there were some moments where I did have to step up to people and like ask them like, why did you do what you did? Or why are you saying this about me? Or just confront them. There's been times where I had to do that. But that was like later on in life. But in high school, I just wanted to just leave anything. I'm not that person anymore. So for you guys, I would say don't run from your issues. It doesn't help you to do that, and it doesn't help for you to play the victim either. Because you got to be able to stand up and fight. Because who's to say that you're not going to be tested again for something much more intense to prepare you to handle whatever it is that's coming, which I've heard that message before too. You got to be well equipped to handle that. But I'm not a victim by any means. If anything, I'm a warrior and I have to fight. Basically, I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior, so of course I got to go through battles and battles and battles until I win that. I win. And that's what I say to all of you. You're not a victim. A victim is someone that just sits there and takes the, like, no, you're a warrior. Warriors get hurt in the battlefield. They get up and they keep going. They keep fighting. They keep fighting. But yeah, I'm grateful for those experiences because I can't tell you how much it's actually shaped me. It actually shaped me as a person. Um, and that's a lot of the reason why I don't treat people. I don't like to put people out. I don't like to cast people out. I don't like to make people feel like they're less than, or make people feel like they're, ostracize people for any reason. Because I know what it's like to be put and casted aside, and for no reason, no reason. Like sometimes, yeah, it could be race, it could be what people think about you. They don't know you, so they judge you. It could be jealousy, whatever it is. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But those experiences just taught me, like, don't do that to people ever. Ever. Yeah. So I don't want to keep rambling, because this is like, it's not really a reading anymore, but it is it is what it is. But you gotta continue to keep it moving. Like, God did not raise you to be no punk. You're not a punk. Get up, fight. It's like, these people that do that to you, they're really weak. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. Is like, and not to shade people, because these people are hurt. They are hurt people. These are people that have been through things, and they don't know how to cope with it, so they pick on the next target. And it's not you. It's like, you gotta kind of take yourself out of that position, like, oh, it's all about me. But no, it's not really all about you. It's that person. That's just who they are. And sometimes, yeah, we can trigger certain people. Like, sometimes people can just automatically just be intimidated by a person and not know why, and want to belittle them and make them feel less than, and uplift themselves. Like, that's another thing you got to be mindful of. Like, if you all of that, you don't have to knock me down to make yourself feel better. If you're all of that, if you're so this and you're so that, you don't have to knock the next person down to feel great. What does it serve you to do that? And I'm gonna get on some of these readers too. Like, some readers that I've come across, like, I've heard like stupid shit, like, oh, don't use this. Like, this is probably me talking too much, but oh, if you do this, if somebody is, doing this the same way as me, let me know, because I'm the only person that does this, and I'm the only one. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's really dumb, for real. And another thing is, like, there's enough gifts to share. Like, God gives each messenger a message to give to certain people. Not every reader is going to resonate with you. Each reader has their own message to give. Sometimes it may sound similar. It could be because it's a collective energy. If you know how energy works, if you're tapping into a collective pool of energy, you will possibly pick up the same energy. But for other people to be like, oh, I put the stamp on this, nobody else can read this, or unless you have a trademark on tarot spreads, or you have a trademark on tarot cards, or whatever else other people complain about, then it really doesn't make sense. If that's the case, I should be like, oh, everybody's copying me with divine masculine, divine feminine readings, because I was the first person on YouTube to ever do that. I've been on YouTube for a long ass time. If that was the case, I should be saying that. But what's the point? Like, why? Like, that's freaking stupid. That's freaking better than the next person and all of that. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We all get to eat. We all get to eat. We all get a piece of the pie. Stop tripping. Anyway, I hope that resonates with you guys. I'm sending you guys much love. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. I will see you guys soon. Can somebody put hashtag be humble by Kendrick Lamar? What is that y'all be saying? Alexa play so and so. Right now, Alexa play Kendrick Lamar be humble. uh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go to sleep right now. I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to do one other reading, but I'm probably not gonna do it live. It's probably gonna be like unlisted until then. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I got this from Walmart. I get all of my graphic tees from Walmart usually. Either Walmart or what's it called? Hot Topic. I get my graphic tees from there. But I got this one from Walmart. If you guys love the Goofy movie like me, you guys know who Powerline is. Ah. Yeah. Thank you, Drita, for being my moderator. I don't know if there was any, mess going on, but I don't think so. But thank you, Drita. yeah, hit the like button if you guys, if it resonated with you. And if you guys would like to book a reading with me, it's based off availability and first come first serve based upon what's available on my calendar. But I do have emergency readings that you guys can book on my website if you guys are interested. If you guys have any questions before you book a reading with me, email me first if you have any questions. If you guys do purchase a reading with me, make sure that you guys email me within 24 hours with proof of payment. That way we can set up a booking date for you. So yeah, much love as always. Till next time.